Hey, and welcome to my journey. Today's video, I think, is our final challenge video. Lose, not snooze. Well, how have y'all done? Kind of doing it to myself. I'm not responsible for what my face does when you talk. I'm kind of talking to myself. I'm not responsible for how my eyes roll when I talk to myself about this challenge. I have not done good. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to sit here and say I have done wonderfully, because I have done miserably. I did not accomplish anything I set out to accomplish this whole month of January. Nothing. Yes, I had a loss last week, but my healthy habits were not there. They just were not there. Even when I cut back to only do the tracking, I didn't even do the tracking. I've got to get better at it. I just don't know how to make myself do it except for just to do it. And like I said last week, I'm just not doing it. And it's really getting on my nerves. It's really getting on my nerves. I know whenever I did my weigh-in, I was, kind of talking out loud, thinking out loud, I should say. Should I go back to Weight Watchers? I don't know what do how your brain goes. And a lot of you suggested the Healthy app. Well, that's what I use. I've used it for years. Every time I go off of Weight Watchers, that's the app I've used. So, it has tons of recipes in it that I've already put in it. It's got all my low-carb stuff in it, which is cool because that's the stuff I use now if I go back and remake a recipe. And so that's the one I use. That's the one I use to get my macros when I make my menus. So I know what my recipes or my foods, what the proteins and the carbs and the calories are. So I use that. The problem comes in to the daily use of it. I don't track daily. I don't track my food daily. I can look at my menu and know if I eat that, that's where I'm at for the day. But here lately, my days don't go as planned. Like I'm not at home during mealtime every single time, and it doesn't flow like when you put it on paper. Everything sounds good on paper. Here's this and this and this. Well, real life kind of takes over your supposed life. what you planned. Your actual life kicks in, and it's not always what you planned. So by not tracking in my app when I eat stuff, if it's not on a planned day, and I'm not talking about my eating plan, I'm talking about my daily plan, my schedule, then I don't know what I did that day. I just don't know. Did you have your protein? Yeah, I did. Well, did you? I know in as much as when I eat the protein, I know I'm getting it. So I know if I'm eating protein, whether I track it or not, I'm getting my protein. But here lately, I'm not even eating all my protein. I'm going to tell you what. It ain't weigh-in, but it's just a few days away. And it ain't going to be good. I'm just going to tell you right now, it ain't going to be good. I've done terrible. I have done terrible. I have not eaten above my meals or my scheduled food or whatever. I've eaten in place of things I shouldn't. I'm not even going to tell you what all I've eaten because it's embarrassing. But I have been eating things I should not be eating. And I've just gone crazy. I've just gone crazy with the choices I've made. I've made some really bad choices. And I know there are things that I can still, I can have anything I want. That's the beauty part of life. You can do what you want. I can eat anything I want. But should I? So some of these things I can have in moderation, like maybe once a week. I can have that, but not like, okay, well, this day and then the next day something else and the next day something else. I don't know. And I mean, if I have a gain this week, I have nobody to blame but myself. Nobody. No, nobody. No legs, nothing. Just what I have eaten. So we'll see. We'll see come Thursday. That's all I know is I can start now. I can start fresh today. That's the good thing. We can start fresh every single day. We can start fresh every single meal. I've not done that on the meals. All I can say is I can start fresh today. So I hope y'all did better on the challenge than I did. I hope that even though I didn't do as well as I should have, that maybe it spurns you to do better for yourself just by putting it out there, just saying, let's challenge ourselves for the month of January to see if we can do, whatever it is you chose to do. And I hope maybe it helped you do a little something you've been wanting to do that maybe you just didn't get around to. But anyway, so that ends our challenge. I was a big bust. Hopefully you were better. And I was thinking, I got my coffee. I'm like, well, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to sit down. This is going to be the shortest video ever because I don't have anything to talk about. And then I was sitting here and I looked over. I'm like, oh, remember this little book that I found? Was this the one I found at the C-Van? Believe and Succeed. I had it sitting right up here in front. And I'm like, Believe and Succeed. Remember a couple years ago, someone anonymously gifted me a set of what you call them, motivational cards, and they had little sayings on them. And we went through that. We would pick a card out and talk about it. And we went through that set. Well, I thought we can start going through this little book. So if I just shut my eyes and open a page, and hopefully it's something I can talk about. Remember we did that with those little sayings that I printed out? We did that one time too. I looked up little motivational sayings and quotes and things and put them on little strips of paper. And remember I had that little box and I had the little strips of paper folded up in it, and I would reach in and pull out one and we would talk about it. Yeah, sometimes I would get one. I'd be like, I'm not talking about that. There's nothing I can say. So hopefully I've opened my page. Hopefully this is something we can talk about. Oh, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Anonymous. Okay. That is so funny. Because just last night, let me see if I can lay that down there in case I need to read that again. Hold on. Just last night, me and David were sitting over there talking. I can't even remember how the subject came up, but we were talking about something, and I said, yeah, 60. I said, I can't even, when I say it out loud, I can't even believe that I'm saying it about myself, that I'm 60. And he goes, yeah, I know what you mean. He goes, I try to think it's just a number. I said, it's not even the number. It's the feeling that there's so much more behind me than there is ahead of me. And I don't like that. I said, I have got to learn to live in my moment, to say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I've got. This is who I am. Let's enjoy and make the most out of what we got. Instead of, I have a problem. I have a huge problem living in the past. Y'all see my shopping videos. The things I buy things that remind me of the past because, and I don't know how to not do that. I don't know how to live not thinking about the past, because there are so many, well, there's good and bad. There's good and bad in your whole life. 60 years, there's going to be some bad stuff. There's things that you have done that you regret. There's things that you've done that you're like, woohoo, I'd do that again. I got some of those. You'll never know. To the grave, baby. That's what me and my best friend used to say. He would tell me something. I'd say, to the grave. He'd say, to the grave. I mean, there was nobody gonna know. These things nobody gonna know. I'm gonna tell myself. You know what I'm saying? But I can't stop living in the past. I don't always, I'm not saying I sit around and dwell on it and like it's debilitating. It doesn't cripple me, but it does consume my mind a lot. I want to go back to different times. I want to go back to different styles. Back to the music, which I listen to the music now, which I listen to Post Malone. Y'all know that. I've told y'all that before. He's my present day vice. I know some of y'all teeth are falling out right now and your eyeballs are rolling out the back of your head. I can't help it. Listen, some cussing don't bother me. Some of it now, I am by far a prude, and y'all know that. I'm not that kind of person. But when there's something that makes me go, "Ugh," cringe, you know it's bad. So there are some of his stuff I do not listen to. I just do not. But then the other stuff, it's got the good beat and good, I like it. But I also have my oldies playlist. And to me, oldies are the 70s and early 80s. That's my oldies, not the 50s. Depends on when you were born is what your oldies are. So anyway, I listen to that. But things like that take me back in the moment, like my pocketbook. Oh my gosh, I love my pocketbook, the one I got, with the stamped leather. And then like my spice rack I just got. Well, y'all ain't seen it yet. Never mind. Pretend you didn't hear that. But I told him, I said, I've got to learn to start living in the now. So that's it's like the same thing. Every day doesn't take my breath away. But when I see my grandchildren, they take my breath away. They make me cry. Because, and if you have grandchildren, you know where my heart's coming from. When I think about them, it comes on that quick. Because they feel my heart so much. When Jacob's not here, and he lives near me, when he's not here, I miss him. I really miss Sebastian. I have them on my phone. Sebastian is my lock screen, and Jacob is my home screen. And so when I unlock my phone and there's Sebastian, I got this cute little picture of him with this little grin on his face that is just pure tea Sebastian. I get weepy when I see it, but they take my breath away. The thoughts of being with them takes my breath away. So those are moments that, hold on just a minute, take care of some business. Those are moments that are in the here and now, not in the past. Those are moments that take my breath away now, that fill my world up now, that make me not want to be in the past because I'm here with them. And it makes me sad that those days are fleeting. I mean, they really are. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but children grow so fast, and time slips away so fast. I'm 60. That's what David said last night. He says, where did the time go? I'm like, you tell me. You tell me. So that is something that I have to work on daily, is living in the here and now. You're 60. This is what you can do, and this is what you can't do. What you can do, make the best of it. So I really try. You would think my diet would be part of that. And I start out the day, and it is. And somewhere here lately, I just can't put my finger on it. What is going to pot? I can't figure out where my mind is. I can't grasp where my mindset is right now as far as keeping on my diet plan. And I mean, I figured out, I always do, but this, we've just got to be where we're at and make the best of it. And not every moment is going to take your breath away, but there are moments that we can um, not make it take our breath away, but have more of a joy in it, I guess you could say. Um, like, I don't know. I'm getting a joy, like right now, I'm getting a joy out of Holly getting her house. That's not a living in the past. That's okay. Here's my child. Yes, she's not a baby anymore. She's this beautiful young woman, this wife and this mother. She's a lovely, lovely person. I dearly love her, and I like her. I like who she is. I like both of my children. I like their personalities. I like them as people. Obviously, I love them as my children, but I like them as people. I like the adults that they are. I like who they turned out to be. And RJ, he told me a couple weeks ago that he was so happy to have been raised the way he was raised and done the things he did. He was so thankful for that. And you just don't know. That's a take your breath away kind of moment. Those are the things that you don't get from the past. That's the part to where instead of saying, I'm 60, my children, Holly's fixing to be 28 in a couple weeks, RJ's 36, right? Instead of thinking, oh my gosh, where did the time go? You have to stop, to take ownership of the present. They're adults. They're wonderful adults. This is what you're getting out of the relationship now. What happened happened. I mean, you can't change anything. What we can do is what we have now. What the cards were dealt with on this hand, not yesterday's hand, today's hand. So what I did yesterday, it's done. It's done and over. There's nothing I can do about it. If there's anything that needs to be rectified, I can work on it today. In the whole talking about a diet, what I did yesterday, I can rectify that today by not repeating it, not repeating the pattern. So we need to learn to, and talking about the diet, just the diet, we need to learn to take it today, do it today. That's what I've got to do. And the rest of our moments, we've got to just accept the fact that where we are is where we are. And if you're like me, we can learn to appreciate the past. Like I said in a video that you'll see whenever you see it, I don't know. I wish I had a 70s house decorated in the 70s. I love the 70s. I like the 50s. I think a 50s house is very cool. I do. I think 50s kitchens, 50s appliances, and decorations and whatnot. I think it's so cool. But I would like a 70s a mod house. Who knows? As I go to the thrift stores, who knows what I might find and replace. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I need to learn to take my breath away. I can love the 70s, but not live there. I can live here and bring it in with me. That's what I've got to figure out, how to not be. Like I said, I'm not depressed. I don't mope about it, but it crosses my mind more than it should about, oh, you're not, this age anymore, and you're not doing that anymore, and blah 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 blah. You got to hear the you got to put it on blah blah and not listen to that mess. So life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, by the moments that take our breath away. So whether you can say not even take your breath away, because everything's not going to take your breath away, but it's not by how long we live, which I hope to live a long life. I do. A long life that's not a burden on somebody. I don't want to have a long life that's a burden on somebody. And I ain't getting up a bus to go off tomorrow. You hear what I'm saying? But but I want to take the opportunity to appreciate that I have gotten here. I've gotten to 60. I've made it. I made it to 60. I raised 2 beautiful children. I have 2 wonderful grandsons. I'm in a place in my life where we're comfortable. We're not rich, but we're comfortable. We have everything we want. Not everything we want. We talked the other day about how old are you? Old enough for my wants not to hurt me. Well, I don't. They used to. I used to want things, and I would get really just wanting my house this fixed or that done. Listen, my house, it is not finished. It is not a finished house by no stretch of the imagination. Is it a finished house, but it's finished enough. What's not finished is decorative. Well, except the big room. But I'm here to tell you, I 100% would rather our money go to fix Holly a house than to give me an extra room. Hands down. Anything my children need comes above what I want. He got his car. He's put this house above his car. He was to the point to where he was just fixing to start working on that car. And then we decided to do this for Holly. So he's put his thing aside, which is his car. And my thing, honestly, was put aside for his car. But ain't that how mamas do? That's a mama's life. But I have learned to just live and take. See, that's what I have to do with my life. Which what I have done with my house is I've got a roof over my head. It is warm in the winter. It is freezing cold in the summer. You can hang meat. Ask David, he'll tell you. It's dry. It's comfortable. I have everything inside of it that I really need. There's stuff I want, obviously, because I shop all the time. I shop. I'm hooked on shopping. What can I say? That's my pastime, my favorite pastime. Mama Vicky, we're going shopping. Well, these are things that I've got to apply to my life. I've got to learn, okay, this is where we're at, and let's appreciate it. So I guess my diet, this is where I'm at. I've got to start over, since we've already talked about our little saying. We'll get back to the diet part. I've got to start over today. I've got to do what I've got to do today. I can't keep being so lax about it. It's terrible. So anyway, well, that's all I know today. I think I've said everything I can say about my eat this week and about our challenge. I ain't doing another one. I think the last challenge we did, I did pretty good on it. This one, I didn't. So I ain't gonna do another one. It's like when the harder I want to do something on my diet, the worser I do it. Does that make sense? The worser. That's how I talk now. The harder I want to succeed, I think, is the harder I don't. It's crazy. But I'm going to try today. That's all I can do is say, I know if you start over, they say start over every day, which you can. Every day is a new opportunity for a new day. But if you keep starting over, You're always going to be starting over. I can sit in the driveway and start that car and turn it off and start that car and turn it off 100,000 times. And I'm never going to get out of that driveway. I'm never going to take a trip. I'm never going to see anything new. There's never going to be an opportunity to do anything other than sit in that driveway and look at my neighbor's broke down fence. Depending on which way I'm parked. Normally I'm parked straight in. I can see their broke down fence. What's that about? You got to actually start it, put it in gear, and drive it. So that's what I've got to do with this blasted diet. I've got to start it today, and I've got to drive it. I've got to drive through the day, and then I've got to go somewhere tomorrow. I don't want to. Well, I can do this. I can drive today, get where I need to get, go to bed, get up in the morning, start it back again. That don't mean I'm starting it because I messed up today. I can start it back tomorrow because it is a new day and we're going to do the same good thing again. So there's a couple different ways you look at it now that we're sitting here talking about it. You can restart. But the premise of the whole starting over thing is to actually get somewhere. Start over, but make it count that day. Take a trip. Don't just sit in the driveway. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. I'm going to try to get out of my driveway and eat properly, drink properly. I can't say I'll exercise because I know I won't. I can sit here and tell you I'll try, but I won't try. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, if y'all don't hear nothing else, y'all hear the sad truth of my journey. My journey has ups and downs, and y'all hear about them. Y'all hear the whining, y'all hear the victories, y'all hear the struggles, y'all hear it all. This ain't what we're talking about, but if you run across somebody who is always on fire, never has a struggle, I don't know about that, because that's not life. That's not real life. Life does not happen that way. Life is a journey of ups and downs and bumps and bruises and sideways. Yeah. So I'm not saying follow somebody that's always in trouble. I'm not always in trouble. I have ups. I have ups, and I share those with you. But I also share my downs. I just say, don't compare yourself to somebody. And, we've talked about this plenty, about me comparing myself. Don't compare yourself to somebody who seems like they're on fire 24/7 and thinking that you're doing something wrong if you're not on fire 24/7, because it's just not going to be that way. It's just not. So anyway, well, that's all I have to say for you today. I will go, I've got 2 more chaffles to make, and then I'll have my chaffle video. Well, the video, I don't know when it'll be up, but my chaffles will be ready. I've enjoyed eating them this week. David has too. So, well, that's all I know for this video. Thank you for joining the challenge. I hope you did good. If you want to continue to challenge yourself, I encourage you to do so. I'm challenging myself to do what I'm supposed to do today. I'm focusing on today. I'm going to learn to appreciate today and take what I have and try to enjoy it and like I said, everything ain't gonna take your breath away, but try to get something out of everything of what you are given today, what you have today, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So I appreciate y'all, and all right.